Hello everyone and welcome to my bullet journal for work video update. This is a custom notebook that I got from a company, so you can't buy it in stores. It's a weird size and it has grid paper, which I love. Here I want to show you that I still use a separate Moleskine chapter notebook for my library database that I maintain, and so I keep all those notes separate, which has been very helpful for me to keep it all here. And then I do have another little Moleskine chapter book. And so here I have 3 projects. Here I just use washi tape to label it, and then I flip it over and I have 2 more projects on the back. I use this large paper clip to kind of clip the projects that are completed, and then that way I could flip to the current project. I do add washi tape on the top, which helps color coordinate with the notes in my main bullet journal, and this just has specific little notes, highlight overviews, and sketches, as you can see, that go with this particular project. And here I'm just flipping it over to show you that I have 3 projects right now ongoing in this notebook. I have definitely room for more, but I'm just showing you how it's being used on both sides, and they have the washi tape on top to kind of index them. And I have a lot of pages left, which is very good. And so this notebook, like I said, was custom made for us, so you won't be able to find it in stores. It's spiral, it's a weird size, and it has grid paper. This is the pen I'm using. It's a Muji 0.38 gel pen. So I went for a horizontal layout because this notebook is so large, and that has worked out really well for me. I have been using this since April, so I clipped those previous months with the binder clip, so that helps me flip right to June. But for now, I just want to show you how I've been using it since April and what my dailies look like in this notebook. So very simple. Just like bullet journal style, I don't have a set layout or standard format. It's just start labeling the day, and then I sometimes would draw a line down the edge of the page and split it in 2 so I can get multiple days on the page. I like to use check boxes. I love arrows, but I just do a check when things are done. I use the migrating arrow to show task migrating, and I use the exclamation point for things that are more important. And this has worked for me, very clean and simple. And as you can see, every once in a while, maybe I'll add a doodle to fill the page if I have the time to. Usually I'm doing that at home, not at work. And I try to highlight to help me color coordinate some things, but that just fell off because it wasn't that important during my daily spreads. As you can see, it's just kind of cut and dry, get work done, notes, notes, notes. And then here I came across my monthly spread here. So this was very helpful because I had so many projects going on at once, and some weeks we were on it and some weeks we were off it, and so I needed some visual way to keep track of that and show which projects were being worked on when. And so I made this calendar Monday through Friday, and then I color coordinated each project on my legend on the right side, and then I used washi tape so that I can flip right to this page. And so this was great for May, and then I even improved it more for June. So here, again, back to my dailies, you can see very simple, just lists, check boxes, things to do with notes mixed in here or there. So again, very messy, and but again, it really helped me get things done, stay organized with having multiple projects going at the same time. And they are all in this notebook. Again, I do only bring this one notebook to my meetings and so forth. And then I'll show you how I use my little Moleskine chapters. So here's a perfect example there. Here, this sketch here is what I took notes on in the meeting. So it's pretty raw, rough, and I'll never remember which day we talked about it. But I transferred it over into this notebook, and you can see the difference. I made it larger, neater. I was able to use my color pens to color coordinate different things, different areas. And so I went from that basic raw sketch to a much more detailed and more intuitive sketch that I will be able to interpret later. I won't have to remember which day we talked about it, and I won't have to try to flip through this notebook to try to find that sketch again. I can just go right to that little Moleskine chapter, and I'll have it right there. So that's what I found has been the benefit for having that separate little Moleskine chapter notebook for my sketches and notes for the projects. So I'm just showing you here that I do sometimes doodle, and it's just, again, the dailies are very simple. There's another sketch that I would transfer into the Moleskine. So here is my June monthly spread. So I've improved it from May because I made it larger. And as you can see too, I have much more projects going on in June. So This again has been a lifesaver, and it has helped me to really know when we've been working on which projects and for how long, which days we've been on, which days we've been off, have we been hitting our targets and due dates and so forth. So this has been a great monthly spread, to coordinate and organize multiple projects at the same time. So each color represents a project, and that coordinates throughout this whole calendar, and then those washi tapes in the Moleskine chapter books. So then back into the dailies regular again, and if I have time at home, sometimes you can see I added little stickers and so forth. Here's a perfect example. These sketches were done in a meeting again. Even my field leadman took his pen and started sketching right there on my paper, which is fine. Again, I love having this notebook. I'm able to just let them draw, and it's easier to collaborate. And then anything useful, I just transfer it more neatly into the Moleskine chapter book. So again, here's another long meeting I was in, kind of drifted off at the end, started doodling. But again, more project-specific sketches that will go in the Moleskine chapter books. To show you this bottom sketch in the meeting, again, looks like chicken scratch here, doesn't mean much. If I looked at that again a week later, I wouldn't remember what that meant. But so I'm grateful that I took the time to just add it to my notebook much more neatly with more explanation so that it makes some sense. So that way when I look at it, I know what it means and it's more useful to me. And again, I don't have to try to remember which day we talked about it. Here's another sketch where I was sketching collaboratively with my field leadman. So again, it looks kind of messy, sloppy. So I transferred that also into my notebook here, and you can see it's much more neat. I had to shade things a little bit. So it's just helpful to transfer it, kind of like translate it from the chicken scratch to a much more meaningful drawing that is more useful to me, and it's sorted by the washi tape, and it's easy to find in that Moleskine chapter, rather than, like I said, flipping through this large bullet journal trying to find it. So that is it. We will keep going. And so this is my pen case I wanted to show you that I've been using for work. It's very slim. I'll put the link down below. It has a magnetic closure, so it will magnetically clip to any notebook, the cover or the pages, and you can see it won't fall off. It's hands-free, which I like. And then it's very slim, but it can carry quite a few markers and pens in here. So all the highlighters I've been using to color coordinate are here, and I carry it with me, so I have everything I need to write in my bullet journal. And then I just use the spiral rings as my pen holder, and this is what I carry with me every day at work. So I hope this was inspiring. Thank you so much for watching. I'll appreciate any feedback and comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!